Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about the short story, A Very Old Man with Enormous Wings, written by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Now, before I go into summary analysis of this work, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. Now, this work by Gabriel Garcia Marquez is a very interesting work. Basically, what happens within this work, we meet this couple that live within this town. The husband's name is Polemo, and his wife's name is Elicinda. So Polemo and Elicinda, they're not that rich. You know, they have like this house where whenever the winters come, the crabs come in their house, the crabs come in their room, and they have to kill the crabs, throw the crabs out. It comes to the point where Palermo has to like literally throw the crabs back into the ocean because, the way that his house is, the crabs just come right in and they just have to kill them. So him and his wife, they're hard workers. He's a bailiff. They make do, Palermo and Elisenda, they make do with what they can, and they have a chicken coop, and they have food, they have a home, and so their lives are quite normal. They have a kid, a newborn baby, they're taking care of the newborn baby. And pretty much what happens is there's this horrible storm that happens to the point where the sky and the ocean is very dark and gray. And basically, in the rain, this angel or this old man with wings just crashes down in their yard, basically, and like in the mud in their yard. And well, they don't know what it is. I mean, the old man looks very old, very decrepit, very just not healthy. Just it's just none of it is healthy, none of it is right, and they don't know what to do. There's this wise neighbor lady that they ask for advice, and the neighbor lady, she's like, well, it's an angel. I mean, it's an angel, and so the town that they live in, everybody's excited. Everybody comes and they touch the angel, and they look at the angel, they play with the angel. They throw things at it, they poke it. They do all these things with the angel, and basically what happens is eventually what Polemo does is that he takes the angel and throws him in the chicken coop. And in the chicken coop, his wife, Elisenda, what she does is she starts charging 5 cents. They build a fence. They build a separation. They start charging people money to come see this old man, very old man with enormous wings. And people throughout the town and far and wide, they come and see this old man. Oh my goodness, it's crazy stuff. It's pure crazy stuff. And basically, what ultimately happens is that they even get a priest. A priest comes in. And he says this is not an angel. The angel's not glorious enough, not beautiful enough. It doesn't speak any normal, Latin and things like that. It doesn't, it can't communicate. There's no, they don't understand it. It sounds rough. It has a voice, and the language that it's speaking is rough like a sailor's. It's dirty. The wings are not glorious. They're not pretty. They're not beautiful. The old man looks unhealthy, and nobody's that impressed. He just looks like a very old man with enormous wings. Yeah. And so this town, there's a lot of attractions. There's like a circus that comes into town, and there's a woman that got turned into a spider, and the crowds leave the old man with enormous wings alone, and they go to the woman that was turned into a spider for disobeying her parents. And so the people keep drifting away from the old man with enormous wings. But by that time, Perlemo and Alcenda, they made a lot of money. They made so much money that they built a mansion, a two-story mansion with gardens and balconies, and netting to block in the crabs from coming in their house, and bars on the windows to block angels from coming in the house. Their baby is walking to the point where it's about to start school. Because the old man actually spends a number of years. Because when the old man got there, the baby was a newborn, and by the time it leaves, the baby's walking and about to go to school. To the point where the baby and the old man with enormous wings, they got chicken pox. There was a doctor that came in, examined the baby, and well, I guess the toddler at that point, examined the toddler and the old man, and the doctor was like, "Man, this old man with enormous wings, his body makes sense. I don't know why. We all don't have wings because this old man has wings and they're functional. Well, not functional, but they make sense the way that they're attached to his body. The doctor says that, and so Polemo and Alessandra and their baby, they profit a lot from this angel. This old man with enormous wings. He makes the family rich to the point where they had enough money. They made so much money from charging people to see the angel that they build a mansion out of it. Alcindor got a lot of pretty dresses, beautiful dresses that rich women wore. Polemo quit his job as a bailiff, and their baby has a brand new, wonderful life. There's one idea within this work that maybe the angel was coming to take the baby, that the baby is going to die, and maybe the angel, the old man, was some type of angel that was coming to take the baby. But that's not what happens within this work. That's just one idea that that was possibly could have happened, or maybe that's what the angel was coming to do. But it was just so old. There's just an old man with enormous wings that the storm knocked down, and yeah, the chicken coop actually it breaks down. Because the old man with enormous wings was there for so long that he starts moving around the people's mansion and ruining their stuff, and they really don't like that. So Alicenda and Polemo, they don't treat the angel badly, but they do profit a lot off of him. To the point where the story ends with the angel just like at some point, his wings grow back enough that he takes off and he goes away into the distance and back into the ocean, wherever he came from. That's how the story. That's what happens within the story. It's a town. You have Polemo and Ascenda. They have a baby. There's a storm. They were kind of poor. Well, not poor. I mean, they had jobs. They had a way of living, but compared to what they are at the end of the story, that they're rich. They have a lot of money because so many people came to see this angel, and they were charging 5 cents. And at that time, I guess we can say that 5 cents was a lot of money per person because they build a mansion, a 2-story mansion with netting and bars on the wall to keep out angels and the netting to keep out crabs. So there's a lot here. But yeah, that's how the story ends with the angel just going back wherever it came from. In terms of deeper meaning and analysis here, a lot of things happen to this angel. The humans are just horrible, horrible. They poke it, they poke the angel, they abuse it, they try to feed it all types of weird food. The angel eats like an old man, it moves like an old man. It pretty much just laid in the chicken coop until, it couldn't anymore and it got its strength back. The angel wasn't really mad or anything like that. It just, when the people came to see him, he was just there. He just didn't move. He wasn't that exciting. And that's ultimately why the people kept on leaving, and they went to the woman that was turned into a spider, because she was more interesting. When this old man was just laying down in the chicken coop with enormous wings, there's really not that much that much special about it because he doesn't look anything that special or that angelic. And the priest that came in to testify or to find out if the angel was a real angel, well, he pretty much came to no conclusion at all. I mean, it wasn't fruitful, whatever he was trying to do, because he was like, this is probably a trick of the devil. This is not a real angel, because he doesn't look like an angel, he doesn't feel like an angel, then he's not an angel. That's what the priest pretty much, I mean, he contacted his superiors, but they came to nothing, and everybody just left the angel alone after a period of time. But yeah, again, this short story really shows how dark human beings are. How Polemo and his wife are they're kind of good person, but all good people, but not good people, because they profit a lot off of this angel. They got rich off of him. They didn't treat him that well. I mean, they could have given him a bedroom or they could have given him good food, but they just put him in the chicken coop. That's not really good hospitality. And he was just like living in their yard for the whole couple of years. We could say 2 to 3 years, because their newborn. man, yeah, 2 to 3 years, because they had a newborn when the angel crashed down, and by the time the angel left, the newborn was walking, getting ready to go to school. So it had to be for a couple of years that the angel was literally in their yard, suffering and I guess recuperating. But yeah, in terms of myths, faith, and things like that, it shows you what humans expect out of angelic beings. They want angelic beings to be beautiful, to be spectacular. They want it to, if it's not pretty, beautiful, or spectacular, they're gonna lose interest. Because even the priest was like, man, this is not special enough. Angels are supposed to be more special. But because the old man looked old and his wings were not that spectacular, they all lost interest in the old man. But Palermo and El Senda, they were just making bank, making lots of money off of the angel. So we can see the greed of humans, the nature of the human state, and that's something that's essential to humans in terms of deeper meaning and analysis here. Humans always, in many cases, seek to make a profit off of anything. I mean, a lot of people are always looking out for number one, all right? People are always looking out for themselves. A lot of people are not altruistic. It's just like, I'm going to look out for myself, for my pockets, for my money, for my benefits. And Palermo and Osenda, they show you exactly who they are. And Osenda, I mean, the wife of Palermo, of course, she's the one that came up with the idea to charge money for the angel. So the wife is the head poncho here, of making money. She told her husband, listen, people are coming in far and wide. Let's make some money off of this. Let's charge them 5 cents to see this angel. And again, she was working hard, cleaning up her own house, and people kept on coming in. And it was their inconvenience for this angel. So I get it. They found a way to make the situation better for themselves and retire early and have lots of money. And that's better for their child's future. So we can see the greed. We can see the benefit for them. We can see that they didn't treat the angel that well. I mean, Elisenda was actually kind of happy when the angel flew away. So again, they're not bad, but they're not good, because they profit. They made money. They didn't like the angel too much. And Elisenda was actually happy when the angel flew away, because he's like, finally he's gone. I'm free from this monstrosity. So we do see the darkness in this couple. And the greed of people, and also the greed of the town, and the darkness of the town, because they only care about supernatural things when it's exciting, when it benefits them, when it brings pleasure to them. The human nature, faith, faith is definitely a question here. The neighbor woman, she's religious. She believed that the angel was actually an angel. The priest felt that it wasn't special enough to be an angel. So there's definitely ideas of religion here. What do we expect for angelic beings? What do we expect them to look at? And in this short story here, we wanted them to look spectacular, and so that's something that's that we need to consider. Greed, human nature. Human self-importance to make a profit, to look out for oneself. You do see that between Palermo and Elisenda, that is the short story. That's pretty much what happens within it. Those are some deep ideas that are seated within it. That's all I had to say about it. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.